questions for Coach Sunland?
Were you concerned at all coming into this game about kind of a letdown a little bit because there was kind of a homecoming, hated rival last week and short week and all that stuff?
No, I mean it's football, right? So, outside in there's one perspective, and inside out there's another perspective, and I think this team understands. It's kind of a cliche deal, but these guys are better at 4 quarters and 1 game at a time, and it's not just playing because they've played hard all year. It's the execution for 4 quarters and on all 3 phases, and we weren't perfect, and that's what we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks. Things are going to happen, but when it says 0-0-0 at the end of the game, if we play for 4 quarters and execute, then we'll check the scoreboard.
What's been different about the defense the last few weeks?
What do you mean?
Just they've been impressive the last couple of weeks. Just what have you seen out of them?
No, we've obviously we've moved some people around. We've had some guys that have come in and filled in. I mean, we've lost, 2 defensive ends. We've lost a couple guys in the back end, and our linebackers. I think Pandy has really given us a chance to get Tony and Colin off the field and rotate them so he's not playing. Those guys aren't playing 75 snaps. The move of PJ to end has really helped to get our best players on the field. And then, we've had some guys come on and make some plays. So, I think there's a growing confidence in those guys around each other just because, they've played a lot of football. They've been all over the place, and we've had, rotating lineups really the first 5-6 weeks, and with guys that were, injured, out, whatever. And, I think what you're seeing is about the same roughly, 14, 15 guys playing on defense right now who communicate.
How special was it that J.J. looked as good on his 40th carry as he did his first?
Well, that's not the plan is not to hand it to him 40 times. And somebody brought it up in here about 6 weeks ago, that we took him off kickoff return. So otherwise it'd have been another, but Stanley did a nice job, Berry Hill, but we've got to find ways and got to get, Gary getting back. Mariscal did a nice job when he was in there, but JJ's he's a machine. He wants to play, and he plays hard. I mean, you look at some of those runs and his big games were 200 yards or 300 yards. He's ripped off some explosive plays, 40, 50, 60-yard runs. Tonight his longest was 21? So he worked for every yard he got. And I think our offensive line, did a nice job of and schematically our offensive staff did a nice job of, attacking the edges. I think Khalil, carrying out his fakes and doing some other things really has helped. Because you can see when he took off and ran tonight, that's the first time that anybody's seen him hit that. And for this team and for the guys I just talked about, you saw limping. Lath has been limping. Khalil, JJ, 40 carries. The bye week comes at a really, really good time for us because for 10 straight weeks, these guys haven't done everything right, but they play really hard. And as a coach, that's what you ask for. And that this break comes at a good time for us.
How much did the run game help set up some of those long passes? Because maybe forcing Colorado to stay honest.
I think really since Oregon State, that we've been able to to do some things in the run game that's taken pressure off of Khalil. taken some pressure off of, they had a really nice scheme against Poindexter. Had a roll corner, and they said, you're not going to throw Poindexter's ball tonight, which was kind of frustrating to him with a safety over the top and a corner there that was low and rolled up. But, when you do that, as I told Sean, when you do that, that creates some other run fit situations. And so that's as good as him catching 10 balls, So, I think that sets up some things, and we had some play action opportunities because of that. But, everything works together. And it's no secret, if you can run the ball effectively, then, you feel good on third down if you're managing, not behind the chains, and then your play action can come off of that. And, whenever you can run it, and whatever you're averaging, I don't know what that was, but it was good enough to settle Khalil down and not put pressure on everybody to on third down to be able to, 3rd and 8, 9, 10. It's a different game.
Kevin, in sports, a lot of it has to do with confidence and momentum. What have the last 2 weeks done for you guys?
I don't know. I mean, I think, we talked about, the big sign downstairs says it's about us. It's not about the other team. And, regardless of who we're playing, if we control what we can control, and that's our effort and our execution and our energy. And so, for us, I think this team understands that, that's their focus doesn't need to be the opponent. The focus needs to be on us. I mean, how we can be better, how we play, the standard, and how we all three phases. And so, we weren't perfect tonight, but the execution piece has been a big difference in the last 2 weeks.
What do you think makes Khalil so effective when he's throwing on the run or throwing in those scramble drill situations?
Because he keeps his eyes downfield, and he's got a unbelievable arm to throw on the run. So, there's a lot of people that can do that but can't throw like that. And there's the good with the bat, right? He took off tonight and ran. There's 2 other times he could have done that. Probably should have just put the ball down and taken off. But the guy, we threw a couple touchdowns doing that too. So, that's. I think he, as his health gets better, right? I think he understands things a lot more than he did at the beginning of the year. But as his health gets better, I think you see a confidence in him right now too, because that's as fast as I've seen him since spring football.
Time for one more question.
You guys had 12 penalties for 129 yards tonight, second week in a row, I guess.
Awful.
10 plus. What do you need to do to kind of make sure that doesn't happen again?
We address it during practice, and I got to be careful what I say, but we address it during practice. All right, and that's about all I can say about that.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
All right, our Arizona student athletes from left to right, running back J.J. Taylor, defensive lineman P.J. Johnson, quarterback Khalil Tate, and on the far right, linebacker Colin Schooler. Go ahead and direct your questions to the guys.
Khalil, how have you guys been able to do the last couple weeks?
Huh?
What's been clicking for you guys the last few weeks?
We've really just been playing all 4 quarters. That's something that Coach Summerlin has preached to us since beginning of the season. In this back half of the season, we're finally starting to understand that, and it's actually starting to show it on the field.
How important was it to back up the win over Oregon and the win tonight over Colorado?
It's huge. We got a bye week coming up this week, so it's good to go on that with some momentum and just going to get healthy next week.
JJ, does it feel like you've had 40 carries today?
I guess so. I was just doing what I was told, and making the most out of the opportunities I was given.
Can you describe the play? I think it's 3rd and 9, backed up at your own 2-yard line. Can you just tell us what happened from that point?
The whole situation was to make sure we didn't stay in the end zone and pick up a first down and, you know, seal the deal. And it was just the mentality. I don't remember exactly what was going on, but
PJ, what's this year been like for you?
It's been amazing. I've been through a lot in my life, and I got a lot of great teammates here. So no matter what happens, they keep my spirits up, and they're playing football, healthy. Been through a lot, so it just makes me feel good. And I try to stay positive, and I got some great teammates that keep me up all the time.
Colin, how, if at all, did your game plan or mentality change when you found out that Chenault wasn't going to play?
Well, we know he's a big target for them, so having him not in the game obviously changed what they do. But we just got to stick to our game plan, and if we execute it properly, then we're not going to give up as many yards as we did.
Did you have kind of 2 game plans, like one if he played and one if he didn't?
Not necessarily. It's just a guy that you have to identify where he's at every single play, and without him there, it helped us out.
Last week and this week, someone on defense had a huge hit. What does it do for the whole defense when you see a guy make a hit like that?
It gives us a lot of momentum, and especially for us being at home, we get the crowd into it, and it starts to slow down the other offense. And if they get up, then and we see they're a little wobbly or they're hurting a little bit, then we know it was a good hit. But we try to keep it legal too, and that's what we did tonight.
Khalil, what do you think was working on the deep passes tonight?
We're just efficient. You know, I think that we really took in consideration that on offense we haven't been as good in the past few games, so we knew that was something that, you know, we needed to step up on our end, because, you know, the defense does their job, but it's something that the offense needs to continue on and, you know, keep on improving.
Really, you've been going up against and been seeing JJ do stuff like this for a long time, since his high school days. What can you say about his performance tonight? He had a career-high 40 carries, 3rd straight game with 150-plus yards.
Yeah, well, I mean, well, it helps a lot. You know, I think it's something that keeps teams, you know, kind of confused, you know, because they don't know if he's going to keep it or I'm going to keep it. You know, then we have deep threats like Sean and all those guys that can make plays. So I think having him in the backfield really helps a lot, because, you know, he can make the first guy miss. So as long as he can do that, we can get 4 or 5 yards a pop.
Did it seem like Colorado was geared up to stop you from running tonight, given what happened last year?
I don't know. I mean, I think we did pretty well. You know, we had 566 yards of offense, so I think we did pretty good.
Last year, you had all the quarterback rushing yards. Today, you set a personal record for passing yards. What do you think this says about your evolution from one year to the next?
You know, I think it speaks on, you know, how hard I've worked in the offseason, and it's something that, you know, I really took into consideration, that I have to, you know, become a better passer. You know, I think that's something that, you know, having the receiving core that I have, you know, having the offensive line I have, and having the running back that I have, that helps a lot. You know, that helps me do my job and helps all of us.
What was working for the wide receivers tonight? It seemed like they had a lot of 50-50 balls and matchups that they were winning.
All right, well, that's something that, you know, we looked at earlier on in the week during film. You know, we knew we were going to have those chances, and we knew that we had to come down with those chances in order to, you know, be successful. And that's what we did tonight.
When a lot of your success tonight came on plays where you kept the play alive, bought time, kind of the scramble drill, can you just describe what you're thinking about or looking at in those situations?
I'm really just looking for my pyramid, you know, looking for my receivers to, you know, form that alignment that we have, and, you know, look for the open guy and, you know, hit that target.
Time for 1 or 2 more questions.
PJ, you guys were able to get pressure with the front 4 tonight. How much of a difference or an impact did that make? Seemed like Montez was constantly on the move.
I believe it made a real big impact. Our DBs were covering the A's off, so us getting after him. Us getting after him, it was like rattling him up. He got hit a couple of times. He wasn't throwing as accurate. His receivers were kind of getting anxious, not running complete routes, so I believe they helped out a lot.
How frustrating was it to have so many penalties? You guys had a season-high 12 for 129 yards.
Very frustrating, because we would love to be a more disciplined team, and, you know, nobody's great enough to keep giving up 100-plus yards a game in penalties, so it's real frustrating, and that's not what Coach Sumlin coaches us to do.
Time for one last question.
Colin, you guys were 3-5, you know, just 1 week ago, last Friday. Now you're 5-5. How does it feel to be in this position where if you win one of your last two, you're in a bowl, or if you win both of your last two, you're in a bowl?
It's everything to us right now. When we were at the 3-5 part of our season, we kind of came together as a team, and we basically said that no matter what happened in the first half, we can't control it. It's happened. How are we going to finish this season? And we control our own destiny, and that's what we've been doing. So I'm pretty confident that we can win out and it's a good bowl game.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Thank you, folks.
Maybe PJ. PJ here.